Well, there's been another moose attack. In this particular case, it happened when a woman in Eagle River got too close to a moose that had two calves. She was taken to the hospital with injuries. Now, I just want to point out something for people who may not be familiar with a moose's anatomy. The problem with the moose is not the antlers. Let me show you here. This is just one antler, part of a shed that I found a couple years ago. And the issue here, as you can see, it looks quite formidable. Generally speaking, you're not going to get hit with this part of a moose. If you encounter a moose, in fact, most of the time, you're likely to see them without their antlers on, because most of the time what you're seeing is cows or calves. That's just the way it is. I'm not saying that the male moose are smarter, not by a long shot. Generally speaking, what you're seeing when you're encountering an urban moose, whether you're in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, wherever, is you're going to encounter either a cow with calves or a yearling or something like that. It's not going to be antlers that you're going to have to deal with. It's the hooves. Keep in mind that these animals stand at their shoulder about the same height as your head. You're walking up on a horse-sized creature. And if you can, you know about the danger of coming up behind a horse, right? You don't want to just come rushing up on a horse, especially a horse that doesn't know you. You might just get kicked. In this particular case, we are talking about wild animals, animals which spend their entire life trying to stay away from people because we like to eat them. And so if they see you as a potential threat, especially if you're talking about a cow with calves, you are going to find yourself on the receiving end of some hooves that are going to come crashing down on you, and they're going to hurt you very badly. We're talking broken bones. We're talking internal injuries, possibly some organs ruptured. It's not a pretty picture. And yet every year I see tourists here in Alaska trying to get as close as they can to these sweet, lovable moose. There are no words except this: stay away from the moose. Now look, some would say that we ought to just allow, Darwinism to take its course and remove the stupid from the collective gene pool. The problem is that when a moose gets accustomed to people, when they get acclimated to being around humans, they have a tendency to not react the way a wild moose might, in terms of running away or acting skittish, putting the hair up on the back of the neck and back. And so you're actually creating more problems for the rest of us by going and getting close to these animals. So again, simple moose etiquette. If you see a moose, enjoy the view from a distance. Take as many pictures as you'd like to. If you are here during hunting season and you'd like to take home a legal moose, by all means, purchase your tags and your permits and whatever else. Better yet, hire a guide. Get an Alaskan who knows what he or she is doing to take you out to where the moose are so that you can get that trophy. And then if you're not interested in the meat, I know a whole bunch of people who would love to put it in their freezer. So if you're coming to Alaska or if you live here, bottom line, people, stay away from the moose.